thank you all for joining us tonight. We wish that everyone could be here in person, but we can talk a little bit about the campaign. So the campaign has made an enormous impact on this campus. We've established over 70 new scholarships and enriched over dozens more. These scholarships encourage young artists to pursue their passions without financial barriers holding them back. In addition to scholarships, this campaign helps faculty, facilities, community engagement, and innovation at UNCSA. Like I said earlier, we wish that everyone could be joining us here in person today, but this is just one of many events happening on campus this year, and we hope to see you in person at one of the many student performances to come. If you post about tonight, make sure to include the hashtag #PoweringCreativity. Remarks will begin in just a moment, but for the time being, please enjoy the program, and thank you again for joining us.
The Powering Creativity campaign has been critical to the future of this institution and also to the president of this institution. I'm grateful to have been a part of it and incredibly grateful for what our community has done to show how much UNCSA means to them. This campaign is not just a strategy for increasing the resources for our students, faculty, and staff. The pillars of this campaign represent what this institution is. We have grown our ability to offer scholarship funding to students to a level that this institution has never seen.
Not everyone has the privilege to go to college, especially to do something that they love, to pursue something they're passionate about. I feel like if I didn't have a scholarship, I'd have to be working every single day of the week. I wouldn't even be able to be here. I'd probably have to be living at home with my parents, working all the time. So the fact that I was lucky enough to have this opportunity means that I really have to put myself into the training, because I know that there are people supporting me who I've never met before, and that's a very beautiful thing.
50% of the goal that we achieved in raising funds for the school was devoted to supporting the people. It's focused on our students and our faculty.
We have a great setting where the teachers can concentrate on teaching and on performing. You know, it's incredible what the support school actually has from private donors who really want the school to succeed. Both of our positions in piano each have a fund that supports us. It's a place that makes everyone thrilled that such a unique place exists in the state of North Carolina.
Nothing is possible without our ability to support the most talented faculty coming here in terms of just an amazing new amount of endowed professorships that now exist within our faculty ranks because of the Powering Creativity campaign.
When it comes to the arts, technology is playing an increasingly more and more vital role. And with filmmaking in particular, it's an art form that's always been rooted in technology. Powering Creativity is what spawned the Media and Emerging Technology Lab. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Powering Creativity. With this infrastructure that we've been able to create, it allows us to feed that into the curriculum within the School of Filmmaking and also provide opportunity and value across the university as a whole.
The donors really have allowed us to expand in a way that is purposeful. You know, it's keeping up with contemporary practices and contemporary ways of thinking, which then allows the students to feel professional in those spaces. They know they're in spaces that are cared for, that are supported. The donors have allowed us, in terms of the technical equipment, to move forward with technology and not kind of get left behind with technology. Nothing beats when you give a visual arts student a brand new camera out of a box and they're kind of like, wow, I get to use this. It's through all of these things kind of coming together that's kind of really lifting them and lifting the program up at the same time.
This campaign has really strengthened the spaces that make the creation of art possible, and community engagement, the community that this institution exists in, and the way we interact with it on, on our local level as well as our expanded, state and national community.
Arts can be educational, it can be therapeutic, it can be recreational. For younger kids, I think it's really good for them to have that form of expression. I think that it's awesome for them to be able to see how they can express themselves, express ideas in these other ways, because at times it can be very difficult to explain what kind of emotions you feel. I think that's where art really kind of comes in and helps us. And for the students, I think it's also for them to see that being able to be a musician or be a filmmaker or a dancer is something that's a realistic thing. The community here is really awesome about showing all the different possibilities that are around the things that we love.
These programs, they have a significant impact on both UNCSA as well as the greater community. I think that there's just this whole gamut of things that art and Artist Core really afford us the opportunity to learn.
This campaign has just been an unbelievable success story in terms of meeting its goals, in demonstrating just an amazing commitment that this community has and all the different elements of what this community is. It's just been a tremendous outpouring of support.
They are funding the ability to communicate, the ability to love, the ability to find empathy and sympathy.
I mean, isn't that kind of the dream of what the whole world should be like?
Art is a very malleable thing that can really touch so many different people in different ways.
I think the world now really sees how much it needs artists. Artists are the ones that are really giving voice to the change that a lot of people are looking for.
What's possible in the future is directly related to our ability to bring in the most talented young artists from around North Carolina and the rest of the country and the world to UNCSA. And our ability to do that has just grown exponentially because of the Powering Creativity campaign. It's exciting to see what is happening, and it's really exciting to imagine what's possible in the coming years because of that support.
Well, thank you for being here, really. I'll digress for just a moment and just to say it is a wonderful feeling to ask you to give to this school, and you did. But it is a more wonderful feeling to stand here and be so grateful of what you really did for this school, and I thank you for that. So thank you so much for being here tonight as we celebrate the resounding success of Powering Creativity for the Campaign for UNCSA. My name is Ralph Womble. I'm honored to be co-chair of the campaign and a proud supporter of the school. It's all too easy to take the arts and artists for granted. Having grown up in Winston-Salem, where the school has been a training world-class artist, it's easy to forget how rare and special this institution is. The talented, hard-working students live, work, practice, and perform here and are, in every sense of the word, extraordinary. The faculty who guide them are second to none, and the staffs and guest artists, alumni, and everyone else have accomplished so much for this place. We, as supporters of this institution, are honored to have an opportunity to ensure that our school be a place where world-class art can be created and produced long into the future. By supporting this campaign, you have done your part to make this happen. We are thrilled to welcome you tonight to celebrate everything you have done and toast the success of the campaign and the generosity of so many who all love this school. Over the last few years, I've been proud to work alongside my campaign co-chair, who would now like to say a few words, former chair of the Board of Trustees, friend of the university, and really a great friend of mine, Charlie Lucas.
Thank you, Ralph. Oh, it's so great to see everybody here tonight. You know, this is the first party for a lot of us, I think, and this is it's not only great to be here celebrating a milestone in the history of the school, but it's just great to see lots of old friends. So when we launched this campaign publicly 2 years ago, we gathered on this campus full of optimism and hope, and we had no idea what was in store for us over the next 2 years. But it's remarkable what's happened, and as I related that night, Ralph and I were both fortunate enough to have family that was directly involved in bringing UNCSA to Winston-Salem and raising money to get the school here and to provide financial stability in those early years to launch that bold experiment and to make sure that it had a bright future. And over the course of this campaign, you, everyone here, has proved that that commitment to the arts and to that experiment remains not only intact, but it's thriving here in Winston-Salem. And it's stronger than ever. So dedicated supporters such as you can help the university and its students weather any storm, and we've had quite a storm, but it's everything you do prepares this school and its students for a brighter future. So tonight we celebrate the success of the largest campaign in UNCSA history, and that is thanks to everyone here. And I personally want to thank you, and I would tell you that my grandparents would be proud of everyone here. But on behalf of Ralph and I want to thank you once again for your support, for your dedication to the institution, and the many, many ways that you've empowered UNCSA over the years, but setting it up for its future. So thank you very much to all of you. So in a moment, we'll welcome Chancellor Brian Cole, but first, we're going to hear from our Governor, Roy Cooper.
Governor Roy Cooper here. Congratulations on achieving the largest fundraising campaign in UNC School of the Arts history. This is a remarkable institution, and we're proud to have a dedicated performing arts conservatory right here in our state. The opportunities this school provides its students have helped make our state a more connected and vibrant place. North Carolina is having a record-breaking year in film production, in no small part to the talented artists that come from UNCSA. And with the continued support of donors and supporters who contributed a whopping $75 million, we can continue enriching the lives of young artists and giving them the tools to succeed in what they love to do. When former Governor Terry Sanford and the North Carolina legislature helped make this school a reality more than 50 years ago, It's hard to imagine that even they could have guessed that UNCSA would have become internationally renowned like you are. Congratulations again, and I can't wait to see what your exceptional students and faculty accomplish next. Thanks so much.
Good evening, everyone, and what a beautiful evening it is. We couldn't have ordered better weather than this, but it's beautiful. The space is beautiful. Seeing all your faces, being together is such a special thing, and I'm grateful for that. I am Brian Cole. I am soon to be officially Chancellor of UNC School of the Arts. But it's lovely to have this opportunity to welcome you all here. Thank you for being here, as well as those of you that are joining virtually. Thank you for being here to celebrate this moment, to celebrate just the unprecedented generosity that we've seen over the past few years that has made Power and Creativity the campaign for UNCSA. It's extraordinary. The effort has been made possible thanks to thousands of individuals and organizations who believe in the mission of UNCSA and the transformative power of the arts. It began, as many of you know, with a lead gift from former Chancellor Alex Ewing. One of the many extraordinary things he did in his life to make this institution what it is and help this school rise to the level it is today. Early estimates and feasibility studies suggest that we should set a campaign goal of between $50 and $55 million, which would have in itself been an extraordinary fundraising milestone for this school. But thanks to a number of extraordinary gifts during the quiet phase of the campaign, including an anonymous gift in support of innovation that is the largest gift in the history of this university, we surpassed the 50 million mark before we even had the opportunity to start the public launch of the campaign. When we did celebrate the public launch in September of 2019, we did so with a goal of $65 million in support of 5 pillars, which you all are very familiar with now: scholarships, faculty support, innovation, our living and learning environment, and community engagement. However, as Rich was saying, we could not have known just what the universe would have in store for us just 6 short months from that public launch event. We had no idea what the pandemic and the subsequent shutdown of the arts industry would mean for our students, for our alumni, for our faculty, for the entire arts landscape that our students strive to be a part of. But even in the midst of uncertainty and tragedy, our donors, you demonstrated just how much you value our students, you value the work they do here on campus, and you value the work that they do in the world. When the campaign officially closed at the end of June 2021, we had raised an extraordinary $75.3 million in support of our extraordinary university and its artists. How about that? A huge round of applause for all of you. That includes nearly $36 million for scholarships, the largest of the campaign's 5 pillars. $5.5 million was raised for faculty support. A huge portion of that support came in the form of professorships, and were eligible for matching funds from the state. Now, while those matches can't be included in our campaign totals, it's important that you know that the true impact of that pillar and the faculty support gifts is actually more than $10 million because of those matches. The third pillar of our campaign, innovation, raised $25.6 million. Nearly $6.7 million was raised for improvements to our living and learning environment on campus, and almost $1.6 million was raised for community engagement. But the thing is, those numbers don't tell the whole story. Supporters like you have done so much. It's just indescribable. You have added more than 70 new endowed and current use scholarships and expanded dozens more existing scholarships. You've created new endowed professorships in the School of Dance, Design and Production, Music, as well as for the first time the Division of Liberal Arts. You have helped to renovate and equip spaces all over campus, including Alex Ewing Performance Place, just across the circle. You have helped us launch new initiatives like the Animatronics MFA program, the Institute for Performance Innovation, the Media and Emerging Technology Lab, and the Choreographic Institute, transformative forces in the arts on UNCSA campus. You have created an endowed professorship supporting guest artists who bring a wealth of artistry and industry experience to our campus. Alumni, and I think I really want to emphasize this point, this is astounding. Alumni alone have contributed more than $5.5 million to this campaign. Let's hear it for UNCSA alumni. 41 new planned gifts have been created with an estimated value in excess of $12.5 million. In all, more than 19,000 individual gifts have been made for this effort to make this campaign a success, and we have every single donor to thank for that. Everyone who made the decision to contribute to UNCSA played a major role in this campaign, as did every faculty and staff member, student, board member, and volunteer who gave their time and their talent to this effort. There are a few special groups I'd like to recognize tonight, and I'd like to first start with the Campaign Leadership Circle. The individuals in this group will likely be familiar to most of you, as they are among our university's most dedicated partners. Over the past few years, they helped create and steer the guiding the Power and Creativity campaign, even in the face of changing leadership and countless other shifts over the past year and a half that none of us saw coming. We are grateful for the time and the effort that each of you put into this campaign, and we sincerely could not have done it without you. Also, my sincere thanks to two campus leaders who were instrumental in the launch of the campaign, but have since moved on to other institutions, and that is former Chancellor Lindsay Bierman and former Vice Chancellor of Advancement Ed Lewis. Both are joining us virtually tonight. Please show them your appreciation for what they've done. We are also deeply grateful for all of our deans, past and present, who helped identify the priorities for this campaign and spent so many hours meeting with donors and reporting on the process of the projects that these supporters made possible here at UNCSA. Of course, the thank you game is a dangerous one because there's always someone else that you could name. This was an effort that truly relied on the work of thousands to accomplish. And I am sincerely grateful to our donors, our faculty, our staff, our students, our alumni, and each and every person who made Power and Creativity a success. This campaign is an important milestone in the ongoing development of this university. The success of this effort places us in the best possible position to plan for our future. And this weekend is a time of celebration and new beginnings. Tomorrow morning, I will be, as I said, formally installed as UNCSA's 9th Chancellor, a position I have felt so honored to occupy for the past 16 months. And in that event, I'll lay out a vision for the future of UNCSA that we've been working on for the better part of a year now. Everything that I describe will be within reach thanks to those of you that supported this campaign and built an incredible foundation for this institution. As we move forward, we will do so with wider access to scholarships, more support for our extraordinary faculty, funding for forward-thinking curricula and initiatives, improved facilities, and strengthened ties between campus and community. I look forward to seeing what we can accomplish together and thank you for the countless ways that you have made our university better and stronger over the past 5 years. Art elevates us, and I thank you for elevating art. And thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for powering our creativity.
Thank you for powering my creativity.
UNCSA powers my creativity by giving me opportunities to learn from amazing artists.
By connecting me to a large network of artists and exposing me to artistic mediums I wouldn't have been able to experiment with unless I came to UNCSA.
Thank you.
For powering
Our
I'm proud to power creativity at UNCSA because the School of the Arts catapulted my career in the entertainment industry.
Thank you for powering my creativity.
UNCSA helped me to get where I am today because it taught me how to feel confident in my creativity.
Thank you for powering creativity.
Thank you for powering our creativity. Thank you for powering creativity.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by the wind of the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you,
because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
And let me clear the air. I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. Because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed.
for good.
I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
I'ma get a scholarship from King's College. I probably like my dad. I'm amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a lot of brains but no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word I drop knowledge.
I'm a diamond in the rough, a shiny piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets getting colder.
I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk these streets fair.
The plan is to fan this spark into a flame, but damn, it's getting dark, so let me spell out the name.
I am the A-L-E-X-A-N-D-E-R. We are meant to be
a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, brain keeps shitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they tax us relentlessly. Then King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't never gonna set his descendants free.
So there will be a revolution in this century. And to me, they say in parentheses.
Don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see our ascendancy.
And I am not throwing away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
It's time to take a shot. 2, 3, 4.
I pass patiently waiting, I'm passionately smashing every expectation, every action of active creation. I'm laughing in the face of tragedy and sorrow. The first time I'm thinking past tomorrow.
And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. So I'm not throwing away my shot. We're gonna rise up, rise up, take a shot, rise up, rise up, take a shot, rise up, time to take a shot, rise up, take a shot, rise up, time to take a shot, time to take a shot, and I am not throwing away my shot. Thank you.